So I recently took a trip up to the Drakensberg mountains in the Free State of South Africa. This was a much needed escape from the roller coaster of a life I've been having for the past few months. Without getting into too much detail, I can say that last year I just completely lost track of who I was. I wasn't being the Dean that I knew I was. I was far too focused on the long-term success of my life and my business that I completely neglected the present moment and just stopped living at all. This took a lot of strain on my personal relationships, on my business relationships, on my life, and everything kind of just came crumbling down in a way. I forgot who I was, and I needed the time to break down and to rebuild and find out who I actually was again. And part of that was coming back to Cape Town, back to South Africa, and I was meant to go back to America in March already, but I extended my trip until June because I feel that my healing isn't done. A big part of this healing, of finding myself again, is getting back to the things that I love doing for me and doing the things that started all of this, the things that I wasn't doing for money, I wasn't doing for success, I wasn't doing to impress other people. And when it comes down to it, for me, that's adventure, that's exploring, that's getting out into the mountains. That's where it all started. So this trip, this Drakensberg trip, was a chance to start over. A chance to connect with who I truly am again. The flights from Cape Town to Johannesburg are ridiculously expensive right now, but I just knew I had to pull the trigger and bite the bullet and make the trip out to Johannesburg for my mental health. And that's exactly what I did. I flew out and met up with Matthew. Many of you may know him as Matty Snaps. He is one of my best friends and was there from the very beginning of my adventures here on YouTube and just in life. So it only felt fitting to reconnect with him and go out and explore the mountains. We took a 4-hour drive from Johannesburg to the Drakensberg mountains, where we stayed in a fantastic lodge at Hoek. When I first arrived, the views just blew me away. I couldn't believe that this landscape existed in South Africa. I almost felt like I actually wasn't in South Africa. Getting dinner at the restaurant at the lodge, and I drew a little drawing of the view on a napkin, and Matthew was very impressed as he watched me doodle along. But the following day we woke up to an incredible sunrise where we saw the view once more in a completely new light, literally, and again we were just absolutely amazed. Once the sun had risen, we packed up our things and headed off to the hike. We had to take this crazy dirt road that I don't even know how it's considered a road, it's so bad. I guess it's because there's so much rainfall there and it just completely erodes and degrades the dirt. But after half an hour of driving, we eventually made it to the start of the hike. At this point, I still had service on my phone and was still getting personal and work messages, and that was pretty crazy to me. That I was all the way out here in the middle of nowhere, and yet I still had phone service and was still getting emails. So in an effort to truly disconnect and reconnect with myself, I decided to turn my phone onto airplane mode, which I didn't even think I would have to do being so far out in the mountains. But even though I was in nature, completely away from all of society, I was still connected through this little device right here. So I had to make the active, conscious choice to disconnect, even though I could have easily stayed connected, sent my family photos, sent my friends photos, texting my friends, replying to work emails. But I think the whole point of this trip for me, and how I hope to approach going into nature at all times in the future, is to turn my phone onto airplane mode. I think it's cool to have your phone with you as a tool. I use it as a camera, just for safety measures as well in case of any emergencies. But to have your phone on airplane mode, put it in your backpack and completely disconnect, that's what I really want to be doing going forward. By doing this allowed me to truly be alone with my own thoughts, be present in the moment with nature, fully connect to that, as well as fully being present and connecting with one of my best friends and being able to have a conversation instead of being distracted by other people, other things, and other priorities happening outside of that present moment. By doing this also allowed me to truly connect with the nature and see the beauty of these mountains by not being distracted by anything else. I was fully there, fully present, and it was magical. It made me realize why I started all of this in the first place, to connect with nature in such an incredible way, to see nature on such a vast scale, and then to be able to capture that as well and share it with the world. And not to share it because I'm trying to show off or show how cool my adventures are, but to show how beautiful nature is and how incredible this universe is, that we get to witness and experience things like that, and how grateful we can be to see things like that. And hopefully by sharing visuals like this, you'll be inspired to go out there and connect with nature as well, and make these big trips to disconnect from society, to disconnect from your phone, from your technology, so you can truly be alone with yourself, your own thoughts, and with nature. I didn't really know how this video was going to go or what I was going to say, but I guess the point of all of this is I just want to give you a reminder that you need to disconnect to reconnect. so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit longer than your typical travel video, but I just want to make these videos, my YouTube videos going forward, very honest, very real, just being able to sit down here and talk to you guys and share the incredible world that we live in. So I hope this helped you in some way. I hope you found it inspirational. I hope you learned something. I hope you just enjoyed watching, and thank you for listening to me speak. Thank you for letting me share my message and for supporting me. I am so grateful to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time, disconnect to reconnect and get out there and make it happen. I'll see you guys in the next one.